You think being chosen by a god is a fairy tale? Wrong. In Greek mythology, catching the eye of Zeus was a death sentence. He didn't love women. He collected them, broke them, and discarded them. We are counting down the 9 women who suffered the most at the hands of the King of Olympus. And while number 9 is disturbing, number 1 changes the entire way you look at mythology. Let's start with wife number 1, Metis, the goddess of wisdom. She was the one who actually helped Zeus defeat his father. You'd think she earned a throne, right? Wrong. A prophecy stated that Metis' second child would be more powerful than Zeus. Zeus, paranoid about losing his crown, didn't just divorce her. He tricked her into a shape-shifting game. When she turned into a fly, he swallowed her alive. He didn't just end her life, he absorbed her existence. He kept her trapped inside his head forever so he could claim her wisdom as his own. He literally cannibalized his partner to secure his political career. He consumed his first wife, but he simply used and discarded the second. Number 8 is about the woman who gave him his laws. Themis was the titan of divine law and order. When Zeus took over the universe, it was chaos. He needed someone to organize it, so he married Themis. She sat beside him, establishing the laws of the cosmos and giving his reign legitimacy. But the moment Zeus felt his throne was stable, he moved on. He didn't need her wisdom anymore. He wanted new conquests. He replaced the embodiment of justice with Hera, leaving Themis in the shadows. It proves a dark truth. Zeus doesn't have partners. He has tools. Once you stop being useful to his regime, you are obsolete. Themis was lucky she only got dumped. Other women had their families torn apart. Number 7 is a mother's worst nightmare. Demeter was Zeus's sister and lover. They had a daughter, Persephone, who was Demeter's entire world. One day, Persephone vanished. She was taken by Hades to the underworld. Demeter searched the earth, starving the planet in her grief. But here is the twist. Hades didn't act alone. Zeus gave him permission to take Persephone. Zeus brokered a deal to give away his own daughter like she was property, without ever telling her mother. He watched Demeter suffer, he watched the world die, and he said nothing. He valued his brother's happiness over the trauma of his lover and child. He ignored Demeter's pain, but at least he didn't actively prevent her from finding safety. The woman in number 6 wasn't allowed to rest on solid ground. Leto was a titaness carrying Zeus's children, the twins Apollo and Artemis. You'd think carrying the prince and princess of Olympus would get you VIP treatment. Instead, Hera was furious. She cursed the very earth so that no land could offer Leto shelter to give birth. Leto was forced to wander the world in agonizing labor, rejected by every city and island because they feared Hera's wrath. And Zeus, the most powerful being in the universe, he did nothing. He sat on his mountain while the mother of his children was hunted like an animal. She finally had to give birth on a floating rock. Zeus let her suffer to avoid an argument with his wife. Leto was chased away, but the woman in number 5 was taken away using one of the most bizarre disguises in history. Zeus saw a Phoenician princess named Europa and decided he had to have her. But he didn't introduce himself. He transformed into a calm, beautiful white bull. He acted like a gentle pet, luring Europa to climb onto his back. The moment she did, the trap snapped shut. He charged into the sea, swimming all the way to Crete against her will. This is often painted as a romance. It isn't. It is an abduction. He used a disguise to gain her trust and physically removed her from her home and family. To Zeus, consent is just an obstacle he can trick his way around. Europa was kidnapped, but the next woman on our list lost more than her home. She lost her humanity. Io was a priestess. When Zeus came down to pursue her, he sensed his wife Hera approaching. To save the situation, he didn't confess. He panicked and turned Io into a cow. Hera wasn't fooled. She asked for the cow as a gift. Zeus gave Io away to save his own skin. Hera then sent a gadfly, a massive stinging insect, to bite and chase the cow relentlessly across the world. Io spent years in agony, stripped of her voice and identity, running until she went mad. Zeus sacrificed her humanity just to cover up his own indiscretion. He made her a beast so he wouldn't get caught. Io survived, barely, but number 3 proves that getting too close to Zeus's true nature is literally fatal. Semele was a human princess pregnant with Dionysus. Hera, in disguise, planted a seed of doubt in Semele's mind, convincing her to ask Zeus to show his true form to prove he was a god. Zeus knew that a mortal cannot look at a god's true form without perishing. He knew she would not survive, but because he had sworn an oath to give her whatever she asked, he did it anyway. He revealed his glory, lightning, and raw power. Semele was instantly consumed by the fire. He saved the baby, but the mother was collateral damage. He valued his oath and his ego more than the life of the woman he claimed to love. That was tragic, but number 2 is pure, calculated predation. This is the darkest deception in Zeus's playbook. Callisto was a loyal follower of Artemis, sworn to celibacy. She wanted nothing to do with men. Zeus knew this. So he didn't appear as a man. He shapeshifted into the one person Callisto trusted, Artemis herself. He used this disguise to get close, and then he forced himself upon her. It was a complete violation of trust and body. The aftermath? Callisto was blamed for the pregnancy. She was cast out, turned into a bear, and almost hunted down by her own son. Zeus ruined her life, destroyed her vows, and left her to roam the woods as a monster. He took everything from her and faced 0 consequences. You might think the mistresses have it bad, but the biggest victim of Zeus isn't someone he left. It's the one woman who stayed. We often paint Hera as the villain, the jealous, angry shrew. But ask yourself, why is she angry? Hera is the goddess of marriage, trapped in the most toxic marriage in the universe. She has been publicly humiliated for eons. Zeus parades his lovers in front of her, introduces his illegitimate children to the court, and gaslights her when she gets upset. She has been driven to madness by a husband who cannot be loyal. Her cruelty towards other women is a symptom of her own trauma. She is the queen of Olympus, but she is also a prisoner. The greatest trick Zeus ever pulled was convincing the world that his wife was the crazy one. In reality, Hera is the ultimate victim, locked in an eternal cycle of betrayal with a cosmic monster she cannot divorce. So, who do you think had it worse? The woman turned into a cow, or the wife forced to watch it all happen? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want more dark mythology that schools didn't teach you, hit that subscribe button. See you in the next video.